What would you do if you heard breathing upstairs while babysitting? But the house was supposed to be empty. Emma thought it was just her imagination, until the strange noises turned into a terrifying discovery. Stay tuned as we reveal what happened next. You won't believe the chilling truth that will leave you questioning everything. Don't miss this spine-tingling story. It was a quiet evening when the babysitter, Emma, arrived at the old house on Maple Street. The parents had to attend a late meeting, so Emma was asked to look after their two young children. The house was large and a bit eerie, with creaky wooden floors and dim lights. Emma carried her bag inside, trying to shake off the feeling that something was not quite right. She greeted the kids warmly, playing with them and reading stories to keep them calm. As the night settled in, the house grew silent except for the soft ticking of the clock. Emma double-checked the doors and windows, making sure everything was locked tight. The kids were already asleep in their rooms upstairs. She sat down in the living room with a book, but her mind kept wandering. The house seemed too quiet, almost like it was holding its breath. Suddenly, she heard a faint sound, a soft breath, coming from upstairs. Emma's heart skipped a beat. She told herself it must be the wind or the old house settling. But deep down, she knew this night was about to change forever. After settling down in the living room, Emma tried to focus on her book, but strange noises started to echo through the quiet house. At first, it was just a soft creak here and a whisper there, like the house was alive and moving. Then, she heard footsteps above her, slow, deliberate, and definitely not belonging to the children. Emma's heart pounded as she strained to listen. The sounds grew louder. Rustling curtains, faint tapping on the walls, and sometimes a soft sigh. The noises didn't seem natural, they were too deliberate, almost like someone was trying to stay hidden, but still moving around. She called out softly, "Hello? Is someone there?" But only silence answered her. The feeling of unease grew stronger. The house, once just old and quiet, now felt threatening. Emma wondered if she should wake the children, call the parents, or maybe even leave. But the strangest sound was yet to come. A faint, slow breathing, coming from upstairs. Emma froze. It was close, too close. Her eyes darted to the staircase leading to the children's rooms. The strange noises were no longer just sounds, they were a warning. And Emma's eyes stayed fixed on the dark staircase leading upstairs. The faint breathing she heard was slow and steady, almost like someone was hiding just around the corner. Her heart raced faster than ever. She wanted to believe it was just her imagination, or maybe the wind sneaking through an old window. But the breathing was too clear, too real. She stood up quietly, trying not to wake the sleeping children. Every step she took toward the stairs felt heavy, as if the air itself was pressing down on her. The breathing grew louder, closer. It was chilling, like something unnatural was right above her. Emma paused halfway up the stairs. The hallway was dim, and shadows danced on the walls from the flickering light of a night lamp. She reached out to open a door, hoping to find the source, maybe a pet or a draft. But the room was empty, the window closed tight. Then she heard it again. Soft, deliberate breathing from the next room. It wasn't coming from any of the children's bedrooms. Fear tightened around her chest. She knew she wasn't alone in the house. Something was up there, and it was watching. Emma's fear grew, but she knew she had to find out what was making that terrifying sound. Slowly, she moved from one room to another, her hand trembling as she opened each door. The first room was empty, just the children's toys and blankets neatly arranged. No sign of anyone else. She stepped into the second room. It was colder here, and the faint breathing seemed louder now, like it was coming from inside the walls. Emma's breath caught in her throat. She listened carefully, trying to find the exact spot. The room was dark, but she could see the moonlight faintly shining through the curtains. Suddenly, she heard a soft shuffle behind her. Spinning around, Emma saw nothing but shadows. Her heart was pounding so loudly she thought it might wake the kids. She took a deep breath and kept checking every corner, every closet, but found no one. The breathing continued, steady and slow. It was as if something was hiding in the house, waiting for the perfect moment. Emma realized this wasn't just her imagination. Something was wrong, and she needed to be careful before it was too late. Emma's mind raced as she tried to make sense of what she was experiencing. The house held secrets, and the breathing was a sign. Something hidden, something dangerous. She recalled the parents' warnings about strange happenings in the neighborhood, but she had brushed them off as stories. As she moved cautiously toward the last room, Emma noticed a faint glow coming from under the door. Her hands shook as she slowly pushed it open. Inside was a small attic space filled with old furniture, dusty boxes, and cobwebs. But the most chilling sight was a figure crouched in the corner, barely visible in the shadows. The figure didn't move, but the breathing was louder now, echoing through the room. Emma's heart pounded in her ears as she stepped closer. Suddenly, the figure turned. A pale face with hollow eyes stared back at her. It was not a person she recognized, but something else. Emma stumbled back, her mind reeling with fear. She realized the truth: the house was not empty. Something had been living there in the shadows, waiting for someone to uncover its secret. And now, Emma was trapped in its grasp. Emma's breath caught as she stared at the pale figure before her. It wasn't a child or a stranger she could recognize. It was something terrifyingly unnatural. The hollow eyes seemed to pierce through her very soul. Frozen in fear, Emma's mind raced for a way out, but her legs refused to move. Suddenly, the figure let out a low, haunting whisper, chilling her to the bone. Emma realized this wasn't just a ghost story, this was real. The breathing she heard upstairs wasn't from a living person. It was from something trapped between worlds, something that had been hiding in the house for years. Her heart pounded louder as the figure slowly rose and moved toward her, the air growing cold with every step. Emma backed away, knocking over an old box that spilled dusty, broken items across the floor. The noise seemed to anger the entity, its breathing growing heavier and more menacing. Emma knew she had to escape, but the front door was too far away. The house seemed to close in on her, every shadow alive with danger. In that terrifying moment, Emma realized this night would change her life forever. Emma's mind screamed at her to run. She turned sharply and dashed down the stairs, the eerie breathing following close behind. Her heart pounded in her chest as she fumbled with the front door lock, her hands shaking uncontrollably. Finally, the door swung open, and she burst out into the cool night air, gasping for breath. She didn't stop to look back, sprinting down the driveway until she reached a neighbor's house. Breathless and trembling, Emma banged on the door until someone answered. She quickly told them everything: the strange noises, the breathing, and the horrifying figure in the attic. The neighbors called the police, who arrived soon after and searched the house. They found no one, no sign of an intruder. But Emma knew what she had seen was real. The parents returned home the next day, confused but grateful she was safe. Though Emma escaped physically unharmed, the memory of that night haunted her. The breathing upstairs was a chilling reminder that some secrets are better left undiscovered. From that night on, Emma never took another babysitting job, forever changed by the terror she faced alone.
Thanks for watching!
If you enjoyed this chilling story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more real-life horror tales. What would you do if you heard unexplained breathing in your own home? Let us know in the comments below, and don't miss our next video. His final text was, "Help me then, he vanished." Stay safe and see you soon!